Imagine your DNA not as a rigid, unchangeable blueprint, but as a grand, epic storybook. This book contains every chapter of your family's biological history tallies, of strength, vulnerability, and survival. For a long time, we thought this book was written in permanent ink, passed down from parent to child, immutable and final. But one of the most thrilling discoveries of modern biology has revealed a stunning twist. The book is annotated. This is the story of those annotations. This is the story of The word itself sounds complex, but the concept is a beautiful and profound shift in how we see life. Epi comes from the Greek, meaning above or on top of. So, epigenetics literally means on top of genetics. It's the layer of instructions that sits atop your DNA, telling it what to read, when to read it, and how loudly to express each gene. Think of your DNA as the script for a play, say, the life and times of a human being. The words themselves, their genes don't change, but the script is covered in sticky notes from the director. Some notes say, emphasize this, in bold, red ink. Others say, whisper this line, or skip this scene entirely. Where do these director's notes come from? From the lived experience of the actor. Your life, your nutrition, your stress, your triumphs, your traumas, the air you breathe, the love you feel is the director. Every meaningful experience leaves a tiny chemical sticky note on your DNA. These are the epigenetic marks, most often little methyl groups that attach to genes, acting like a volume knob, turning them up or down. A period of prolonged, gnawing stress might slap a turn up the volume note on the genes related to the stress response, leaving your system perpetually on high alert. A diet rich in wholesome foods might place a calm down note on genes linked to inflammation. The practice of mindfulness, of building emotional resilience, is like a diligent stage manager, constantly adjusting the notes to create a more harmonious performance. This is incredible on its own. The idea that our daily choices can fine-tune our own biological script. But the real plot twist, the part that still leaves biologists in awe, is what happens during the intermission between generations. When a new life is created, it doesn't just receive a fresh, clean copy of the storybook. It inherits a copy with many of the previous director's notes still attached. This is not about passing on the strong muscles you built at the gym. You are passing on the instructions your body wrote in response to its environment. You are passing on the annotated script. So, if you spend years living with a soundtrack of chronic stress, your child might start their life with a volume on their stress response, genes already turned up a few notches. Their little system might be more easily startled, quicker to flood with cortisol. Their fight or flight reflex they inherited a story that says, the world is a dangerous place. Be ready. But here's the most hopeful, empowering part of this entire story. The annotations are not permanent. They are written in pencil, not ink. The new generation has its own director, its own life experience. Yizu can erase old notes and write new ones. A child who inherits a high-level script can, through a nurturing, safe, and predictable environment, have those volume knobs gradually turned down. New, calming notes can be added that say, it's okay, you are safe. This flips the entire concept of inheritance on its head. For too long we've seen our genetic legacy as a fate we bequeath to our children, a predetermined deck of cards they are forced to play. Epigenetics reveals it is so much more dynamic. It reveals that when we heal, we are not just healing ourselves. When we learn to manage our stress, we are not just finding our own calm. When we choose health and resilience, we are not just upgrading our own biology. We are acting as conscientious editors of a story that is still being written. We are quietly, biochemically, crafting a gentler prologue for our children, our grandchildren, and the generations we will never meet. The choices you make today, the food you eat, the peace you cultivate, the burdens you learn to set down are more than personal improvements. They are a form of love written directly into the code of life, a biological heirloom of well-being for the future. You are not just reading the story you were given. You are, right now, writing the notes for the stories yet to be told. Brought to you by Mythos and Metric Studios. Please subscribe for more inspiring stories.